So, many of you may have heard about this new and unique, first of its kind, work experience program run by the SAS Law School. So, I have come here to speak to John Carter, who is the spokesperson for the SAS Law School, to ask my questions to further understand what this program is about. So, John, how did the work experience program come about?
It actually came about through our work with Job Centre Plus. We were one of their trainers for the unemployed, and we've been doing it now for about 4 years. And during that period, we began to observe that one of the areas that proves a problem for job seekers is the actual interview where they have been unemployed for several months. And from our research, we found that they get often asked, well, what have you been doing for the past how many months? 5 months, 6 months, whatever it is. And that has a psychological effect on job seekers at the interview. It makes them lose confidence because what can they say? I've been looking for work, which isn't very positive. So we felt that if we could devise a program that could fill that gap so that there isn't a gap in effect on their CV, that when they lose a job, they come on our program and then they can stay on it until they get a job. It would give them a psychological boost, and that's really how it all came about.
Ah, sounds like a very good idea. So I'd like to ask some questions about the program. John, who would I be working for?
If you were on the work experience program, you'd be working for the SAS Law School.
And this school, how long has it been running?
The school started 21 years ago.
John, since I'm working for the school, does this mean I'll be working at the school's UK address?
No, the actual work experience that you would be doing would be actually inside courts, such as a magistrate's court, a crown court, a county court, not at our physical address.
All right, but what if I don't live in the UK? Is it possible to still do the program?
Oh yes, as long as you live in a fairly democratic country that operates under Western rules, most courts are open to the public. And as a consequence, if you live in another country, Portugal, Italy, Spain, etc., you'd be able to do this work experience program for us, but attending courts where you live, in the country where you live.
Okay, and John, let's say I don't have any experience whatsoever with legal proceedings. Could I still sign up for the course?
Oh yes, because the work experience work that you'll be doing for us, we would train you how to do it. So you wouldn't go in blind, you'd have training.
Okay, that's good. And John, a little cheeky question. What would my job title be?
You would actually be what we call one of our international court trial reporters.
And I know this is mainly for people who are unemployed, but let's say I do already have a job. Could I still sign up for this program?
If it interests you, yes, it's a work experience program open to anybody, but it was designed primarily to help the unemployed who have been unemployed maybe for several months.
And I know you said I'd be a court trial reporter, but what does my work actually involve?
You'd be sent to attend court trials and court hearings, and your role would be to do a report on those cases, on those trials. So in effect, you'd attend a trial, you'd jot down some information, you'd go back home, you'd write your report and send it into the school.
John, what do you do with these reports after we've submitted them?
Well, the school will select from those reports ones that they feel can serve the school's library of court cases, and that is a free resource that's accessible by law students and other students around the world who want to do comparisons, for example, on sentencing procedures or on court cases in different countries.
John, I'm going to be working in courts, as you said, and I'm going to be making reports. Am I allowed to go into these courts with permission, or do I have to get some sort of slip in order to attend the court cases?
No. Most courts are open to the public. There are some court trials which are closed, but the vast majority are open to the public. And as a consequence, you do not need any written permission to attend such public hearings.
And would I have to do this on my own, or could I bring a buddy to help me as well?
No, you don't have to do it on your own, Joanne. You could go with a buddy. And what we have on our website is a facility where those on our work experience program, if they're perhaps doing it for the first time and they're a little bit nervous or shy, they can request a partner to go with them, so they're not going on their first few occasions on their own.
Oh, that makes me feel better. And John, I know a lot of work experience programs request that we work for like 3 or 4 days a week. Is it the same thing with your course?
No. One of the unique features of our work experience program, Joanne, is the fact that there is no minimum or maximum days that you need to work a month. You choose. So in effect, you could say, this month I want to do just 1 day. Next month, I'll do 10 days. The following month, no days at all. The fourth month, 20 days. Really, you choose which day and how many days in a month you want to work.
Cool, that sounds like a very good idea. And how long can I stay on this program? Is there a time limit?
There is no time limit. What does that mean? It means that, for example, let's say you join the program this month and it takes you 9 months to find a job. You can stay on the program 9 months. If it takes longer, you stay on it until you get a job, no matter how long it takes.
And if I do get a job, but then I lose the job, or I'm fired or made redundant, could I go back onto this program afterwards?
You can, no questions asked, because once you have signed up to the program, the work experience program, it's for life. So that means that at any time in the future, if you find yourself without a job, you can come straight back on to the program, no questions asked, and benefit from what it offers.
And how would this program help me get a job?
Well, for example, if you've been unemployed for many months, there will be a big gap in your CV or resume. And this can cast a dark cloud over opportunities for you. For example, at the interview, you may find that that question, so what have you been doing for the past several months, that negative question has a negative effect and needs to be addressed. And this program addresses that so that you can walk into an interview with confidence. Even when you're applying for a job, on your application or on your CV, you can state, I am currently working as a court trial reporter for the SAS Law School, as opposed to on your CV or interview, the last job I did was 9 months ago, for example.
And is that the only way that it will help me?
Well, working as a court trial reporter for a UK law school will be perceived by many prospective employers as a good indication of your overall abilities, because to be a court trial reporter suggests that you obviously have mastered certain skills. So that's one of the additional benefits that you get from the program. Also, you will be entitled to a work-related job reference. So we will support you. So again, on your CV or on your job application, you can actually stay upfront that the SAS Law School will be a source of a reference for you, but will provide you with a job reference.
That would help a lot of people. And is my place guaranteed? Can you guarantee me a place?
As long as you don't live in the desert, Sahara Desert, Joanna, where there are no courts, pretty much so, yes. The key point is you must have access to a court or courts.
John, is this paid work experience? Will I be getting paid for doing this?
Joanna, unfortunately, the answer is no. Really, what we want you to do is to see this as investing in your own future.
And obviously with every programme there are terms and conditions. What are the terms and conditions for the SAS Law School?
Well, there are basically 4 basic ones. To be accepted onto our work experience programme, you must go through a small training session, answer 20 questions from that training manual, and pay a one-off admin fee of $29.99. B, or the second requirement, is you must produce and send into the school at least one court trial report covering any month that you may want a reference for. Third, you must accept that your reports will become the sole property of the school and can be utilised by the school for any purpose. And finally, whilst carrying on the work of a court trial reporter for the school, you must not bring the school into disrepute by improper or unprofessional conduct or by wearing immodest or unprofessional attire.
John, you talked about a one-off admin fee. What if I can't pay that money up front? Is there any other method of payment that I can use?
Yes, there is. You can pay by instalments. If you're paying by instalments, it works out roughly like £1.50 a week. So that's to help those who perhaps are unemployed and perhaps do find it difficult to pay that one-off admin fee of $29.99.
So John, I just have one more question to kind of sum it up. So just to be sure, this programme can work like an insurance policy against gaps that I may have in my CV and resume.
That's what it was designed for. Throughout that period when we were working with Job Centre Plus in the UK, we felt that, yes, what those unemployed people really need is something that prevents gaps growing now and in the future. And this programme does just that. It prevents the gap on your CV or your resume from growing and presenting a negative image to prospective employers.
Well, thank you very much for coming and answering my questions, Sean.
My pleasure, Joanne.